Hello, and welcome back to TCG Show and Tell. I'm your host Colton, and today we're going to be checking out my Wizkids Open 2020 Winter Championship team I'm going to be taking, and some tips and tricks for you playing Heroclix competitively in the year 2020. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Boom. All right. Here we are with my list of the upcoming, what do we say, WKO or Wizkids Open Winter, I guess, whatever you want to say. I just blocked out my last name for my own reasons. And, alright, so we'll check out. Team's going to be Cosmic. I get a bonus of 6. No theme team probability control because Cosmic is not, which it should be. It's not like they don't make that many Cosmic. I mean, really, go look. There's not going to be a lot after this rotation coming up. Alright, so looking off, we got Astronomer. So let's go ahead and check him out. So we got him, and most of the time, you're going to end up getting to that extra 0 dial, because as long as they have anything on their sideline that's extra, you're going to end up getting that. He's going to end up getting paired off with the Reality Gem. Alright. And next, after that, we have the normal queue at its 50 point. Now, a good thing about this is, yes, it's going to be a support, but it can still do attacks as a nice 10 and incapacitate for 3 targets. That's pretty nice. So, something people won't expect, and it's a good tent pole for ID call-ins as well. And then we're going to go with Gardener, which I'm going to end up having the Nightbringer ring and the spin ring going on to him over time, so I can get that TK in and those nice clouds and trees everywhere. And he also can call in people as well. This team has a really nice list of pretty much everything can call in something. So it's pretty exciting. And then we have the Q Prime, who's going to take a prime slot on the team. So even at 30 points, I can still call in something with him. It's nice. Alright, so that's going to be the main figures besides Mangog and Groot. There you go. So that's going to be the main force there. I'm going to have one light object, and my maps are going to be Stark Tower with its location bonus, and then Metal Arena outdoor and the Great Mound outdoor. And I'm going to have the WWE ring. And I'm going to have Wanted Wolverine, Wanted Storm, and Wanted Colossus. My bad. I apologize. And for some student IDs, I'm going to have Beast, Iceman, and Jean Grey. So for those, we're going to go ahead and have this Storm is going to be the Storm of Call-In. What's good about her is not only can she come in and do energy explosion, let's see here, let's go through, but whenever characters that are adjacent or have the X-Men keyword use the Mystics team ability when attacked by basically colossal figures, which is good. Running shot sidestep, so you can just running shot in there, energy explosion, and have her call in for 50 points. It was a tough call going 50 or 70, but I wanted to be able to have more wide variety of people to call it in with, except for just astronomer. Then I have another Fast Force Wolverine, and this one gives combat reflexes, but mainly I'm going for that Charge, Flurry, Blaze Claw's Fangs for 50 points. Again, more variety for the call-in choices. And then for the Colossus, I'm using this bad boy, since my prime slot is taken up. Also, Storm, not going to be using these primes for their call-ins since I'm using Q prime. But yeah, main reason he can come in dealing 6 damage pretty easily, and he can still defend, I believe so, yeah. So pretty nice. For Jean Grey, of course, we got the Mind Control Jean Grey. Oh, I guess I should be showing off the figures, not the cards. There's the Colossus. And the Jean Grey. So basically the whole point of the Jean Grey will be to come in. You have the choice of either just doing penetrating Psychic Blast, or you can do the Mind Control. I'm not sure how that works really, but go down in the comments and rant if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure you're able to mind control the targets and deal stuff with them as well. I don't see why not. But that's the main reason having that. And just so people know, there's no way if you call her in to be able to do the whole, I mean, you can get the trigger, but there's no way you're going to be able to do the Dark Phoenix, because as soon as it's your turn, and she just goes away. And of course the Beast from the Regenesis, I have him coming in as 40 points, again for more choices. And plus you're really only losing 1 step for charge. But it's not that big of a deal. And then the Iceman, I'm calling in the, I don't have him here with me, but I'm calling in the big Colossal for 15 points. So that means anyone on my team will technically be able to call him in, which is very nice. And then I have 3 trouble alerts, which will be the Flash, Wonder Woman, and oh wait, here's the Beast as well. But yeah, it's gonna be these guys. I suggest if you're trying to do the same list, if you have Firestorm, probably take out one of these 2 for the Firestorm, I'd say. Always have a Wonder Woman. She's going to probably most likely be the go-to every time if you're in a sticky situation. Most likely if you're doing it through 3 attack misses or a crit miss, that's a pretty sticky situation. So you're going to want to get yourself out of that. I mean, there's other good choices like the Flash and him as well. I mean, but if you're playing with a good list of ID cards and you want to, now if you don't want to use Unwanted, my team's only $2.99. I mean, if you're looking to try to play the same team, you can always take out 1 Wanted ID and then add in 2 more student IDs. You'll have enough room for that. I mean, there's clearly some things you can move around. You don't have to use Nightbringer Ring and Spin Ring. You can do some different kind of rings. But those have came out to be some of the best things I've chose. And it is nice to know that, here, I'll pull out Astronomer, that I found use in his power telekinesis, where you can do 2 things. And you can't target the same thing if it's character and stuff, but say you have 2 rings and you want to put it on your gardener and you're right there and the rings are, say this is 5 squares away and they're right next to each other. You just TK them both. Well, first you TK one, let them have it, equip it, then you TK the other. Next turn it's already there. All he's got to do is equip it. And that's just 1 move. So save time with Astronomer if you're using 2 of the rings. And I guess the same if you're doing 2 gyms as well, and they don't automatically come attached. What else? Most likely, if you win map roll, you're going to want to go with either Stark Tower or Metal Arena. Just kind of depends on their team and everything. So the only thing I'm really worried about on this team is, you guessed it, Pulse Wave. I'm not too worried about the mind control teams out there. I feel like I have a pretty good thing for that. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. The one thing that people need to know about the mind controlling is, as long as they're not dealing damage, you're not going to be able to colossal retail onto them. So that's going to be, because I believe it's if they're either attacked or a friendly character was damaged. So being mind control doesn't really damage them, and then you're dealing damage with other characters, so technically you're not going to be able to do it. And I think that's where a lot of people get some of the frustration out on those against that team. Let's see what else there can be. Yeah, make sure you got some. I just made these in quick reference. It's just a little bit of cardboard in between some printed out and some regular paper. But yeah, I just figured I didn't know if I'm gonna have the actual tokens in time, because I did have them before, but I don't know what happened to them. Probably lost them in crappy situations. I can't remember if I showed off the Wolverine, but there's that. Again, I don't have the Iceman right now. I left him. What? Oh, put them back. And you're gonna want to always make sure you got your maps and stuff. I think I'm just gonna cut this into another video, because I was gonna do that one separate, but for the life of me, I just don't think I did a good enough job for it to be a separate video. So it kind of ties into this, since this is gonna be a competitive team of mine for the Wizkids Open Winter Championship. I think that's it, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, I'll probably just cut into that in a little bit. But I hope you all enjoyed this part of the video. If you have any thoughts on the team and everything, and what you think might be good against or replacing whatever, leave a comment below and subscribe. Helps me out. And let me know if you like this video, and I'll maybe do some more team ones. I'm working on a monster team as well, and I also am building the mind control team too. So I mean, maybe I'll make videos about both of those in the future. Let me know what you think. And alright, so let's just jump right back into it. So for starters, you're going to want to have, your choice of a good sideline. Alright, so I mean, sidelines can consist of, you got your ID cards. You're going to want some of those. And then, of course, you're going to want to have sideline actives. I mean, they're not these aren't really needed to play, but competitively, you're going to want a couple of these. And I mean, these guys are just some of the few things you can call in that are pretty great. If you want to just try to check out what kind of figures these are, get a good look at all of them. And we can check out some of the wanted IDs are 5 points. The blue student IDs are 3, and they don't really do anything extra. But you do want to make sure you're familiarized with the rules of them. Just pause the video and check that out, and then check out the difference of the, oh shoot. Oh wait, I think the bounty, gotta know about that. And then you have Sideline active. I think Wonder Woman's probably one of my favorites. Because she has that free ability. It's pretty nasty. So your sideline is kind of like in other games, kind of like your sideboard, or just things you can go at depending on different teams that you're playing against, or builds and things of that nature. And I know there's a few other figures like the Jason that you can have characters just set aside on your sideline, because you don't necessarily need a certain ability to put on the sideline. You can literally just put anything on the sideline if you want to. You have 3 things you can put per 100 points for force, I believe that is. So a 300 point game, you can have 9 things on your sideline. And so that's a good, helpful tool to know about. So get the sideline stuff out of the way. Alright, next you're going to want special terrains, which there's only a few. I know some vehicles can turn into some, but the big ones are going to be the rings, the normal ring and the WWE ring that you're going to see a lot of. And most of them cost about 5 points for special terrain. I know some cost a little bit more, some cost, I think, a few points less, I'm not sure. But that is going to be number 2. So we've done a good sideline, good special terrain. Since we're on special things, we might as well jump into special objects. Alright, so you're going to want to have a good variety of special objects. You gotta make sure you get all their cards too. You want all those. Yeah, so the main ones that you're gonna want to see to try to get your hands on are gonna be Nightbringer ring. You're gonna see a lot of those, and you're gonna see probably some exo specs, and then a variety of gems. And then you're gonna have Kobix with the Cosmic Cube, and then people on the Goblin Glider, which this thing in price is ridiculous now. You got those octopus arms for those Vulture Prime teams, and you got a Venom symbiote. And yeah, those are some of the main ones. And then with Thanos, of course, you got the Ego Gem, and you can use as many gems that you want with him. So you're going to have to watch out for that as well. But then you got those nice special objects. After that, you're going to want to make sure you got different types of maps that you make sure your team's good with. And then every map has another side, but sometimes you just want that one side. And you want to make sure you can have... I also carry around a nice printout of team abilities, because you never know, sometimes you just kind of forget one. And you can get yourself some rule books. And of course now you gotta have 2 ability cards. So you want to make sure you have all that stuff. Because pretty much having maps and everything is going to help you out if you're theme teamed and stuff. Which I'm not sure if theme team is going to be as important as it has been right now. I think with so much of the crazy stuff out there, just building a massive, good, heavy team might just be what it is now, or who knows. I mean, there's a few figures out there that's going to change things up, mix it up, but we'll see. Then you're going to want to make sure you got all your random normal objects, and these are the normal objects, just in case if you need to use some. You want your action tokens. It's nice to have at least 2 different colors. I mean, it's hard to tell that I have 2 different colors, but that way you can kind of tell if one has 1 action or 2. It's going to have 2 different colors. And then you have these little milk jug rings. It's kind of where I get mine, just to put over things. If somebody has the same figure as you, you can kind of put it over yours and make sure you know it's yours. This is a good handy tool. You can literally pick these up at any dollar store. I guarantee it. I picked mine up at a dollar store, like a 3-pack for $1. And this is just handy to know. Like, say there's a few squares away, and you have something in the way, like some blocking terrain. Here, let's get some barriers up. So you just really want to hit that person. Hang on. But it's like set up like, how would it be set up like that? Yeah, so then you just bust this out and you're just like, oh man, am I going to be able to hit it? No, I'm not. So these are definitely worth having. And then I usually prefer to play with ROC or the Fast 4 starter dice, because then no one can give you any kind of mess. If your dices are just rolling nice and hot, no one can give you anything, because you're playing with them official ghetto dice. Alright, you didn't see what I rolled there, but it was pretty nice. Alright, so that is going to cover that. So let's bust out a map real quick. Let's try to get as much in as I can. Alright, let's try to find a spot that has nothing going on it. No, this is fine. And then we'll do one right here. Alright. So I'm just going to do some nice little pointers. Just knowing this is an outside, outdoor. Maybe this might clarify some things for people. Let's say good old Wolverine is here. And we'll just say, oh my goodness. Yeah, screw it. We'll put her here. Alright. So line of sight, you got it. But there's a barrier. So you think, are you able to see that? But yes, you are, because she's actually, no, you're not. I didn't realize it's the other way around. My bad. There we go. The scenario I was thinking was going on. Alright. So yeah, there you go. That's going on. You get the line of sight, but you don't know if it's good or not. You're wanting to call a judge because this guy's about to just blast you, and you're like, man, I thought outdoor you can see over that. Indoor you can't because it's going to go all the way up to the ceiling. So good reminder on that. Now if you're down here and you're down like this, that's just like the same scenario where you do it. Usually you'll move the figures out of the way, put it in the middle. If you're touching other brick at all, it's not going to work. Let's see what else. Another good thing, I believe it's on IDs, you have to stay within 5 squares. So if you go 6 squares out, so basically once you get out of that kind of range, a whole 6 squares, your character just automatically gets KO'd. You don't even get to continue anything. So keep that in mind when you're trying to call in something. Trying to give some extra pointers on things. I'm trying to not really, I mean, of course you're going to need a good main team. If you are going to go the keyword route, I suggest going, I think the big hitters are going to be the cosmic teams, which that's probably the way I'm going. And then you have yourself the Hellfire Club, which is another good new one. And then you got X-Men still. And then you have, there's one that keeps coming to me, but I forget about it all the time. Anyways. Oh, Monster. There you go. Yeah, Monster's another good one. So, I mean, if you're going to go keyword route, you're going to want to do that. Monster, if you're not playing Captain Venom, you got to play Captain Venom, because having Monster as a main keyword is going to just help you out a bunch. You're going to get those theme team probs, and you're going to be able to just get away with more than what you would on a monster team, because most monsters are not going to have probability control for the most part. I mean, they'll have evasion and stuff like that, but and a lot of defense, but nothing like that. There's something else I wanted to go through, but I can't really remember what it was. Oh yeah, if you're using Mandarin rings, one thing that I found out that's pretty unique is if you're using more than one, say you're using 2 and you want it to be on the same character, a good character to play with is Astronomer, because he has the special power telekinesis to target 2 things in one turn. Well, I mean, not 2 things, but basically you can do it twice and you can still do something in between it. So basically you TK the one to the guy, he'll equip it, then you TK the other one to him, and then next turn he'll be able to equip it. Easy. That's one good thing I found out. Let's say, what else is there? I think that's, yeah, you're going to want to try to get some of these as well, because they're just, nowadays there's just so many people that can create barriers and markers and everything, and it's just handy to have them around. It'll suck when you go to a tournament and you don't have these or have enough and you're trying to play and no one can spare any, and judge just rules, sorry, you can't do what you want to do because you don't have enough. Unless y'all are happily agree to rip up pieces of paper and place them down. Or anything to use. Which I'm sure that's most likely what will happen, but you never know. This is 2020. So I think that's going to do it for this. Not really sure. Make sure when you're TKing, you do the triangle rule. So TK triangle rule is going to be like this. say you want that, and say you have character here. Oh look, he has TK, perfect. And then you have a character here. Hang on, alright, you can kind of see where they're at. So he wants to TK that, so he has line of sight. She has, she has line of fire. Well, no, she doesn't have line of fire. He has line of fire. She has the range and stuff, but she's not able to see him. Like, if she's here, she might be able to see it, maybe. Oh my goodness, storm. So no, she still won't be able to see it because that block's in the way. So she would have to literally be here. Or actually, no, I don't think. It'd have to be set up like this. Boom. And then he could do it. Because you have to make a triangle to everybody. Because he has to have line of sight. They all have to have line of sight and a nice little triangle. That's a good tip. I hope I didn't mess up all those too much. It is the first time for something like this. Maybe in better future videos, we will figure that out together better. Leave some comments below. I like to hear everyone's thoughts. Please subscribe. It helps support me and my channel. And I'm thinking about changing the name. I'm not really sure, but it always sounded good, but I don't know. Doesn't really roll off the tongue too much. But anyways, I guess for now, enjoy y'all's week and see y'all later. TCG Show and Tell, signing out.